This goes out to all the guys who like to play basketball in the rain with no clothes on. This is for you. I know Jesus saves. I wish he'd save us from this podcast. I know he looks after you and me, but I wish he'd take us far away from here.
Chit. Don DeMarco, what it is, what it do, holla at me, baby. Welcome to IDM Friday. Always happy to be with you guys. As you know, you may have heard this on the last episode or the one before that or the one before that. But Shortsy Poo, our guy Shortsy, is on a
Why are you gay?
On a cruise, a extravagant 3-week tour of Europe. And so this is the week that he's incommunicado, but in place of blue shorts, we have our guy, fan favorite. Everybody loves him. Give it up for Angel Morales. What up, dude?
Assalamu alaikum, my beaners.
Okay. All right, guys. We need your help actually, because we were late to start the show because I was worried about Angel's audio. I thought it sounded like kind of bad, but I thought maybe it could be my audio, like my computer. Maybe his audio sounds fine. So if you guys could give us some quick feedback in the chat, let us know how we sound. Okay, all right. Mike Cook says it's bad. All right, there we go. All right, so we know it's bad. Thank you for the feedback. D-Tet says Oakton High School class of 03 represent.
Yep.
Dave Slizot says, does Angel have 2 black eyes? Yeah, that's something we will get to. Rhett says, is Angel in the parking garage? Dave Slizot says, does not sound good. And our guy Brad Paints says his audio is cracking. He says it sucks. Corey Rita says, tell him to get out of the AOL chat rooms.
Okay.
How about now? That sounds way better, dude. That sounds way better.
I'll wake up my neighbors with my screaming and all the sound. I'm in the pool gazebo of my neighborhood.
Oh, fancy, dude.
Wait, no,
I know that's right.
Damn, son. Where'd you find that?
So right. So I've been trying to work the problem with the audio was that I have a new headset that I was trying to use, right? But then on the settings here for the camera, it had an option that said it could improve my appearance.
Yeah.
Maybe some AI technology or something. I clicked on it and it made me look the same with 2 black eyes. I look like a zombie.
Yeah, I was about to say you got the raccoon eyes going. Looks like you haven't slept in weeks.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, it was definitely the Bluetooth though that was ruining it. So I'm glad it worked. I'm freaking out, dude. Just to start, I chugged a Red Bull. I bought my vape and I started vaping and Red Bulling and then drinking alcohol. And I almost had a panic attack 10 minutes ago.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's every Friday night and Tuesday night for me. Yo, what time is it right now?
Same as over there, 9:38.
Okay, yeah. Cool. All right, dude. Why don't we as we always do? Did you get my email? Would you be down to read the?
Yeah, dude, I can do that.
All right, hell yeah. Let's do the big time P1s real quick. Dude, we got so much planned for the show tonight. I'm very excited about it. But here we go with the big time P1 shout outs.
It's time for our big time P1 shout outs.
All right, big time P1s. Good looking out, y'all. We got AJ McCown. I don't know how to say it. Alex Davis, Brendan Cooney, Brendan Smith, Brent Wenzel, Brian Altman, Brian Bustees, Chantel Mason, Chris Pertel, Spence, Danny Loudermilk, David Slot, Don DeMarco, go, Ernesto Ladon. Don DeMarco. Yeah. I'll shout out Ernesto Ladon again. Craven Moorhead, James Faz, Jason Adams, Jen Montana, knowing nothing in life but to be legit.
Hell
JP
yeah.
Flame, Kevin Smith, Korean John, Chris Stein, Kyle Kogan, M. Jizzle, Matt Brodricks, Matt Starchak, Max has a 1-inch penis, Peter Rosenkrantz, Reggie, Scope, Instagram.com/@BradPaintsThis,
Hell yeah.
Baller, Sean Kibler, the ghost of Don Quixote, and William. And we also got the special $10 tier shout out for my man, Lubomir.
Holla.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Bet. Shouts to the big time P1s out there. For those who are not subscribed to the Patreon, you can get on it at patreon.com/IDM pod. There's a couple different tiers. These are our big time P1s, of course, but we got the silent majority right here down below. Anyways, as we do every single week, bro, we got to give a shout out to our one and only sponsor. You know him. I know him. We all love him. Let's give it up for Money Mike. Money Mike's Plumbing. Money Mike's Plumbing, repair and service. You guys know we say it every single fucking week. Dude. Mike has owned and operated a small business all over northern Vagina for 20 years. Free estimates in person or over the phone. No job is too big or too small. You know what that means. Commercial and residential jobs. Again, large jobs or small jobs. He's licensed and insured, so if you go on TaskRabbit or Craigslist and pick up one of Angel's relatives, you're probably gonna have less luck than if you hit up Money Mike. He's white too, so he does it the right way. Operating all over Northern Virginia, as we said. His number is 703-501-1926. You mentioned IDM for a 10% discount. He hooked up our guy Korean John with a 10% discount recently. It sounded like a lot of money, so I appreciate Korean John hitting him up, and I appreciate Money Mike sticking to the plan. But yeah, hit him up, 703-501-1926. That's our guy, Money Mike. Been sponsoring the show since the jump. Love that guy. All right, bet. Holla. All right, dude.
Mike.
Fucking so excited to get to the show, man. You and I have been texting all day. I think there's a lot of personal life shit we got to get to. A lot of lifestyle entertainment topics to get to. But this is literally the first time we've spoken since the last time you were on the show.
I think so. I was going to say we were texting the most we've texted since the last time we've been on the show.
Yeah. No shade. No. It's just, dude, you got 2 kids. I got 2 kids. Like,
it's the worst. Don't do it.
I mean, it's when they say 1 is like none, 2 is like 10.
Yeah, dude.
It doesn't really make sense until you're in the thick of it and you're like, oh,
yeah,
fuck,
for
dude,
sure.
what have I done? Yeah.
I mean, look at these aviator sunglasses I got on. You think that's age? That's from dealing with the 2 kids.
So how old's your little dude?
So he just turned 1 in the beginning of the month. And yeah, son.
Awesome, dude.
And my daughter's turning 5 next week. So it's been
dude.
Yeah,
that's
crazy,
crazy,
it's pretty crazy. Man. Yeah, with the age gap, I guess.
All right, so yeah, I mean, we haven't not been talking because of like fucking unresolved beef. It's literally just been fucking so much on your plate, so much on my plate. Any free time I have, I try to fucking like be responsible and devote like the tiny amount of free time I have to pornography, but like, but I fucking. Even then, dude, I just can't like get into the mindset, the zone for it. So like all of my love and passion for the things that I used to like really use my free time to kind of explore of kind of.
And it's nothing inspirational. Like I was worried when because I've been knowing I'm going to be on for over a month, and I'm like, holy shit, like I know nothing about nothing. Like I don't get online, I don't watch the news. I watch Bluey and I watch nature shows or something, and I know nothing about nothing. And it's not on purpose. It's not because I don't like social media. I just don't have the time to sit there and watch it. And that's not like I'm too good for social media. No, nothing like that. I wish I could do it more, but
Yeah, me too. But I've been kicked off for another reason.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Oh shit. Richmond John says you should have more nicotine if you're having panic attacks. Rhett said Zimbabwe. Dude, last time On Hell was on IDM. I tried to send him like a shipment of like Zin and shit like that, and it's not allowed. It's illegal.
Yeah, dude. Or even if you were to send it via regular mail, I'm so remote. Like the other day, I ordered something online. I don't know, Mother's Day present or something, and a hotel 4 blocks down the road on the other side of where I live received it. And luckily, it's such a small town. They recognized where I lived and they started calling. And they're like, "Hey, we have your package here." So as far as I know, somebody received the Zin and they're like, "What is this glorious manna coming from the United States?"
That might have been what happened. Yeah. So I think next time you're in the States, you just got to like stock up and prepare to head out there.
My mouth. I'm just gonna be okay.
Right. Right. Oh shit, dude. This is a early one for a Friday night. We got
alert. I have relationships with women and sex with men, and I got news. Means you're gay.
Shouts to Richmond John. Our guy Richmond John for the 1999 Gay Gram alert. He hits up he says for the On Hell fund. I will be sending On Hell a Venmo after this.
Dude,
he doesn't want me to, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I appreciate that.
I always get mad at you guys when you do that, but then it's my only like fund to buy like my version of Zins, and I save it just for when I come on.
I dig it, dude. I dig it. All right,
so,
cool.
Good looking out, Richmond John.
Yeah. Shouts to Richmond John, dude. We fucking love you, dude. So where do we begin? It's so difficult because like I said, like this is the first time I've talked to On Hell in a while. So I'm like, should we just like catch up and shoot the shit? Should I fucking go to these topics we wrote down? How about this? You know what? I
can make a suggestion, we should just get right into it and catch up. Cause I remember I'm also like, I have a little bit PTSD from the last time I was on, where I feel like we did a little too much catching up at first.
Yeah.
And we didn't catch our groove till the Straight-Trion. And so I want to get into it like right away. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But
all right, cool. Well,
you're the boss.
Let me ask you this, dude. You were a Capitol Police officer, right?
Yeah.
Are you bitter that you missed out on the fun of January 6th?
That's really weird. Because I was.
Right. I've been thinking about it lately.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, you guys got to understand. On Hell was like a Capitol Police officer. He fucking went through all the training of getting pepper sprayed and, running 2.5 miles under a certain amount of time and shit like that. And then you were just standing guard at the Capitol building for fucking 5-6 years? Something like
10
that.
years almost.
10 years. Okay.
Yeah. Once I left, it was 10 years.
I don't know if you can help me find it or if it's easy to find or what, but there's a picture of you in the Washington Post. You're holding this big ass fucking like AK-47 or something like that. Just standing guard. And you can see it in your eyes. You're like waiting for action.
Dude, funny story about that picture. And if you want to look it up, it's if you go to my Gmail, it's like my Gmail logo.
Okay.
But that picture, so what happened there is I was standing at the rooftop of the Capitol. And there was basically a secret operation going on where and I don't like these too much, but they basically, the FBI set up some crazy person online who wanted to blow up the Capitol with drones. And they did the whole thing where they pretended to be a terrorist organization. And like, they didn't tell him to do it, but they just watched them the whole time. And so they provided the drones and then they provided the fake bombs to the guy. Okay. And then he went to do it. He tried to do it. And then that day, one of my buddies who works behind the scenes or whatever, Intel, was like, hey, stay tip top today. Some stuff might be going on. And so I was like, all right, I'll change it up. I'll wear a different hat. I wasn't doing nothing. Everything went down in like 5 minutes. It was like the dude came up. Yeah, that's me right there. Looks like I'm taking a dump.
Yeah.
And everything happened within like 3 minutes. I was watching it through my telescope. What is that called? The binoculars?
Yeah, I think they're just called binoculars.
Yeah. So the dude pulls up, in his little corner. He's about to what he thinks is going to do a terrorist attack. I don't know if I should be saying this, but it's whatever. Who cares? I'm in Puerto Rico.
That's okay.
And he's getting ready to send his drones in, and the FBI just swarms the dude, tackles him, arrests him. They clear the area. Everything it's madness for like a minute. And I'm just standing there like, what do I do? What do I do? And we had nothing to do with it. It was the FBI.
Yeah.
They let us all know about it, but it was their operation. They clean up the thing, they leave, and then the news agencies get a hold of it, that there was an attempt at the Capitol.
Yeah.
And all the camera crews show up to the Capitol, except we had nothing to do with it. So we didn't have a press conference or anything set up. That's the FBI's deal. And so then all the camera people were like, what's going on? I was like, I can't tell you. I don't know. No comment. And they're like, well, we got to do something for the, for the news. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. They're like, well, can we take a couple pictures? And I'm like, of me? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, all right, hold on. So I started posing with like different hats.
Hell yeah.
They just took a whole bunch of pictures of me. And then all over the news, it was just Capitol Police has attempted or thwarts attempted terrorist attack. And it's my picture.
Hell yeah, dude.
It was awesome. Everybody from Puerto Rico's calling me thinking I'm a hero. Like, dude, I was on my phone 10 minutes before playing, I don't know, Shoots and Ladders or whatever.
Yeah.
So I actually did nothing, but I got all the credit on the news sources.
That's amazing, dude. That's my kind of work day, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, but okay. So fast forward to, that was probably. I'm not trying to belittle your job. I'm honestly your form, but that was probably like one of the more action-packed weeks you saw, right?
Well, the even crazier part to all this is that I was basically a squad leader for our version of crowd control. It's called CDU, Civil Disturbance Unit. And all the people that were involved in January 6th were literally the people I saw every day. They're my brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, as I'm watching the news go down, I recognized every single person because I worked side by side with them.
Oh my God, dude.
And not to like toot my own horn, but if there was one thing I was good at was crowd control, because as you know, I'm silly putty. Like, people can say whatever they want to me. They can yell whatever they want to, offenses they can say, and I don't mind. But a lot of so my job was just to watch the front line. And whenever I saw an officer that you could tell was like his eyes twitching, or they're battling him a little too hard or screaming at him, I'd pull him off the line, and I'd get in there and I would just, take the verbal beating. And then if they laid a finger on me, I'd fucking nightstick them. Back in the day, I could do that way more. Nowadays, probably in January 6th, one of the issues was that everything had been dumbed down so much that you basically had to wait for all hell to break loose before you could take any action. And then what happened was that all hell broke loose. And, but it was, in all honesty, it was tough for me, because I was like, I felt like I let all my partners down, because I should have been there in the trenches with them. You know what I mean?
Forget about that. Like, let's not talk about like real shit. Let's talk about like, were you kind of like, fuck, dude, like if I just stayed like 2 more years, I would have, you know what I mean? I would have fucking had like this silly.
Honestly, a little bit. Cause like I said, I did, there's nothing better, dude, than punching a hippie in the gut when they think hippie. And then another thing was that I wasn't shy about using force when it was needed. Yeah. I was very learned about that. So like, I was like, man, I could have been kicking some ass in there.
Yeah, dude.
After everything died down, after all the seriousness, like looking back on it, I was like, I can't say it would have been fun. Because it was pretty silly. But
wait, did you I'm sure you had conversations with the people you used to work with. Like, what did they say? What did they say about it?
Again, I mean, it gets real fast. I mean, it was jarring for them, because it's, bottom line, it was still civilians. Like, our job is to protect civilians. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a lot easier when it's, the foreign mongrels. And I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, when you're in war or whatever,
of course,
I don't mean, foreigners or mongrels, obviously, you and I here, but
No sports, no politics.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they were all. It was like it was just a mixed bag of emotions where everybody's like, thanks for checking in. We're just all kind of shook up a little bit because the other thing is like once fists are flying, all the training goes out the door, and you just want to like, you know what I mean? It's hard to control yourself, and they literally had like paintball guns shooting at the protesters. You know what I mean? Because you can't really hurt them. You shouldn't. I mean, it is civilians, so it's a fine line. And then after that, it was just all the frustration because it became such a political event in the news and everybody's opinions about everything. You know what I mean? So it was a weird couple of months, to be honest with you, after that time. And
all right, well, I don't want to get too serious. I just wanted to hear
exactly
how jealous you were of the
I
action.
can leave it at the fact that after all the seriousness, I was like, I wish I could have knocked some heads.
Hell yeah.
I do miss that.
Oh shit, we got another gaygram
alert.
Oh,
I have
snap.
relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
for a new hamster for Angel's Internet. Jen Montana with the $5 gaygram alert.
Nice.
Thank you. I think Shorts needs it more than you do, though. Your connection's way better.
That always amazes me that he's in his basement in Northern Virginia, and it sounds as bad as I am, over here.
Dude, you sound better recently,
but for the longest time, it sounded real bad.
No, shouts to Jen Montana. We appreciate it. You're the best. All right, dude. Okay, so I think the one thing that like you and I have probably like I've known you since I was what, like 16?
Probably. You were a sophomore in high school and I was a senior, something like that.
Yeah. So so what's that, like almost 20 years?
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Probably. Yeah, I'm 36 now. I guess 20 years.
Yeah, dude. And it's funny because like we always joke around that I'm your, what is it, beaner from another wiener.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, I mean, me and the movie talk less than you and I do. You know what I mean? Like, we're family at this point. Not to get gay up in here, but we have known each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
You gay?
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I always looked up to you like a big brother. You've always kind of, held it down, looked out for me. The one thing that you and I have related the most on, though, in these past 2 decades is probably complaining about our relationships or girls that we wanted to hook up with that wanted nothing to do with us. In other words,
vagina.
So, you know what, dude? You and I were talking a little bit, and I thought it would be funny if you and I did one of these impromptu.
Today in Yehudi News.
Because
I can't hear you. There we go.
This is going to be a little different because Angel doesn't have his wife is not a Yehudi.
No,
she's from
in
Venezuela.
Fact, she's probably the complete opposite. She wastes way too much money.
Yeah, she's a nice I don't know, what is it, Christian cat? I don't know what religion.
Yeah, Christian.
The same one as the Waco people.
Actually, technically.
But dude, every time we've linked up to grab beers or whatever, we've always fucking kind of like found that bond talking shit about our girls, and I thought that we could do that here.
Dude, and the best part of this, by the way, is that like we're doing this now, but I'm using my wife's computer because my computer is so beat up and old, and I haven't had a job in 10 years. That like, this is all funded by her, and I'm gonna, complain about her for 30 minutes straight now.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's a given, man. That's a given.
Yeah.
Shorts would. I've said this before. Shorts would be fucking sleeping on his parents' couch if it wasn't for his fucking vagina. And me, dude, I don't know. I'd probably be sleeping in Chad Dukes' basement if it wasn't for my chick. So obviously they're good for our lives, but there's still shit. There's still shit they do that annoys us.
Yeah. Dude, in fact, I think before you were with your chick, you lived in my basement for a while, and then you were in an extended stay with Drab T-shirt for a while as well. Those were your homes.
I was with Jessica then.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
But she hadn't moved into her condo until after that. Yeah.
So you're just waiting it out, basically.
yeah. I wasn't gonna do the responsible thing.
Exactly.
Find a place to live, a real place to live.
It's just all about the bits, man.
Yeah. All right. So, do you want to go first, or should I? You told me there are two stories. You told me one of them I think you want to say for the straight Treon.
Yeah.
The other one I thought was pretty. And honestly, this could be like Vagina Hotline, but we're not calling in, so I think it's funnier to do it in a Hootie News.
Yeah. When you told me your Hootie News, I thought you were just having a Eorthman moment because it's definitely more of a Vagina Hotline, but we're not doing that since I'm not calling in. But yeah, dude, I'll start. I mean, just this weekend, and I feel like this is something that a lot of the dogs can relate to. I know there's dogettes as well, but you know what I mean. So we just had and this was all her idea. We had a joint birthday party for my 1-year-old son and my daughter. And so she wanted to throw the party for my daughter so she could invite her little friends before school was done. She's in pre-K right now. But it turns out my daughter is a very friendly little girl, and she basically just wanted to invite the entire school. I told my wife, I was like, hey, you do your thing. You're really good at party planning. I'll just, I'll do the running around and make it work. Long story short, we ended up with like over 80 people coming to this little kid birthday party. And
how big is your place?
Well, what we did is we just took over our little complex here. Like all the neighbors are cool.
In Puerto Rico, like, behind you?
Yeah. Like this whole gazebo, the area next to it, the pool. It was like, dude, she turned it into like an amusement park. She rented these like floaty water slide things, even though we had a pool. I don't even know how much money she spent. It was outrageous. And I didn't check in or anything until I saw it. And when they're setting up, they set up a 30-foot water slide. My daughter is 4. She's gonna be terrified of the slide. Dude. Nobody's gonna go.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And by the way, Spider Clamp put 80 people at a kid's birthday party. Sounds about right. It was more like 60 kids and then the parents. So it was just madness, chaos, just children running everywhere. And these water slides that they're not going to use. And then, so this is my complaint. After all this, on top of the fact that neither my wife and I have worked for almost a year. She took a big, long break from work when we had our son.
Wait, you guys are still in that hiatus, or is she?
No. Yeah. She's back. But that's what happened. She's back, and instead of doing the responsible thing of like, saving up and prepping for our future, she blew her first couple of checks, it feels like, on this party.
Oh, hell no!
That sucks, dude.
I'm walking around wearing, IDM t-shirts because it's all I own. Name. And she's spending hundreds, probably thousands of dollars in this party. And so the party starts, right? This is all her doing, and I haven't talked to any of these children's parents. I don't know any of them. People start arriving, and she has a freak out where she's inside of our condo setting up the little like decorations, and she's like, you gotta go host, the party started, you gotta go host. So for the next 2 hours I was walking around talking to strangers, having to do small talk, which especially for you is a nightmare. You know what I mean? Just having to talk to
them. I mean, I would say you're good at that. That's kind of like I don't know if you hate it. You seem like you don't really.
I hate it. I can do it, but I don't enjoy it. And the whole time
I cannot do it. Yeah,
I'm running around. It's like 97-degree weather outside. I'm talking to all these people that I've never met. I have no idea if they're here for the party or if they're just guests, because we live it's basically a vacation resort thing for local Puerto Ricans. So I'm just walking around talking to people for 2 hours, and I have no idea who they are. I have no idea, if they've ever met us or anything like that. And she was inside of the house for 2 hours, just prepping the little gift bags and little things. And I had to do all the legwork of running around talking to people at the party that she set up.
Wait, was there a point in time where you were like, hey, can we switch? Like, can you?
I was about to say it. So then I went in for like 1 minute, like a slight complaint. It's like, hey, there's a lot of people here. I could use the hand. And I got screamed at by her mother who came to visit, and by some lady that I don't even know who was helping. and just basically told me to go outside and do something as if I wasn't doing anything because they were all busy.
Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks so much.
Dude.
And so did your daughter use the slide or anything like that?
No, she went down. So here's the other thing too. On top of all this, so I'm trying to host. I'm trying to be as friendly as I can. I want the kids to have a good time. My daughter's terrified of this 30-foot water slide.
Yeah, my daughter would be too.
I'm going to do the bluey dad thing. And I'm like, it's okay, honey. I'll go with you. So I'm climbing this thing. Meanwhile, I'm almost 300 pounds. You know what I mean? This thing is wobbling. I get her on my lap and we slide down this thing. It's way faster than I thought. I literally had to close my eyes and just like lift her up in the air. And I splash into the water. All the water hits everyone around us.
Oh, no.
All I could hear was Free Willy jokes.
Oh,
because the big fat guy
assholes,
jumped into the kiddie pool.
What the fuck? They hit you with the 90s reference? What the fuck,
dude,
man?
90s Free Willy reference because I splashed everybody.
That shit cuts deep, dude. I don't know why, but a 90s fucking reference would hurt way more than like fucking calling you Drewski or something like that.
Well, also, they called me an orca.
Jesus Christ, dude.
With the eyes I have on right now, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Was your daughter like just like not
she hated
at
it.
all?
She spit water and she was like, I don't like this, Daddy. And then she went into the pool, which is what we should have done, just thrown a pool party. What kid doesn't like a pool party? So she went and played the pool in the bouncy house, and the older kids used the big slide.
God,
and I got called, an orca for 4 hours straight. And then after all that happened, then she came out with like this like elaborate, outfit, looking all good, ready for the pictures and thing, and I'm just sitting there sopping wet with like my rolls like showing, you know what I mean? Because the shirt gets all sucked in when you get the water, you know what I mean? So it's just,
dude, of course, dude. It's like a fucking wetsuit, even if you're just wearing a t-shirt.
Exactly.
Fucking work, and you gotta like keep pulling. You know how like fat people like pull their shirts off of their stomach because it goes in the creases and shit like that. Yeah, it's way worse when the shirt is wet because it like it goes deep in those creases. And
I know exactly what you're talking about because I pulled the move 3 different times, then I had to stop because every time I did it, you could hear like an audible like when I was pulling the shirt off my fat ass.
Wait, so you were doing the bit where you wear a shirt in the pool?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes
I was wearing. This is kind of normal over here, where I was wearing like one of those like sun shirts that are long sleeves because the sun is so hot. You don't want to get like extremely burnt. So I was wearing like a beach long sleeve shirt. It was a pool party with water, so I was able to use that as an excuse. The problem was that now I was wet, making noises, walking around, and everyone could see the outline of my, misshapen body.
They all know what's underneath. They just they have to use
all
their
do it.
imagination.
Nobody wants to get wet. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's not a free show. Yeah, for sure. Damn, dude.
So that's my
so when she eventually came out, was there any sort of like break for you? Like, did you ever have like a fucking thank God she's like taking over?
No, because once she came out, then it was time to order me around to get all the stuff ready for all the pictures, and now it's the piñata station, and now it's this, and hand out the toys. So I'm running around the whole time. In fact, at one point, I think we ran out of soda or something, so I like snuck in my car. And I like drove to the little bodega next door. And I was like, finally, I get a break. Like I literally ordered like over here, you can just get a beer like as you drive away, like they don't care. So I like chugged the beer, you know what I mean? And it turns out that as she did it, her mom called everyone over so that they could sing happy birthday to my daughter. This was towards the end of the party. Except then my wife noticed that I wasn't around. So she made everyone awkwardly like wait until I showed up. So then I had to do the getting out of the car as a fat ass with a wet t-shirt, like
you got beer on your breath.
Yeah, dude. Everybody's just awkwardly like, "Can we sing now, please?"
It's the worst, dude.
So,
being a parent is great, I guess. We're supposed to say that, but also like to me, the worst part is having to do shit constantly.
Yeah,
and always have like. I don't know if it's because like I'm an introvert or because I am like fatter than I've ever been before, but I don't want to leave my house ever. But having a kid, you got to do that every day.
And it's not even leaving the house. Like, I I moved out here to get away from it all. But if I lay down for 30 seconds, especially, you know, this having 2 daughters, the girls, like, she has like a radar for that. The only moment I like try to relax, she jumps on me. It's like, hey, I love you, daddy. Let's play, whatever. And she will refuse to let me like relax for 5 minutes. And then the moment I try to play with her, then she goes off and does something else, and I'm just standing there like a dummy.
I feel so bad, dude. I feel like my oldest daughter is so like beaten down by my laziness that she's just like she like just doesn't even bother anymore. She sees me playing PS5 and she's like,
oh, my daddy's sweating over there. It's fine.
Damn, dude. Well, that is a great submission for Yehudi News. I don't even really have. I just I was gonna tell us my story doesn't even compare to yours, dude. It's just I don't know if it's like this for you, man, but every fucking time I'm like given the task of going to get groceries or something like that.
Oh, dude, to me that's like Valhalla because I get out of the house.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm being set up for failure because every single time I come back, it's like, oh, you got this. Well,
you forgot something, or,
we really usually get this, and oh, you got this, and like I got Okay, first of all, she likes my vagina. She likes watermelon, and all the kids like watermelon.
Yeah, we're not getting political. No sports.
No, we're not doing that. I know Trump had a rally in the Bronx, but we're not doing that. Okay, have you ever heard of? Am I crazy, or is washing the watermelon before you cut it the weirdest thing you ever heard?
I've actually never heard it. This is the first
time. Fucking weird, right? That's fucking it's strange, dude.
If you buy it at the super, like if you're pulling it out from like the farm, I guess. But if you're buying it from the supermarket, what are we doing here?
We're not eating the rind. Like what is the dude? I found this new technique to cut watermelon, which is pretty silly. You cut it in half, right? So you got like the half circle. Yeah. And you put it, you know, face down, and then you cut the top like you're weaving a basket sort of. So they're just like little like spikes of watermelon you can pick up. And just it's easy for the kids to fucking eat and all that shit.
Yeah.
But it's more challenging to cut the watermelon that way than it is to fucking, you know, do it the way people normally do it.
Yeah.
And so I spent like 10 minutes trying to get this watermelon nice and cut, ready to go. I had it like all sliced up in this Tupperware thing. She goes, you washed this watermelon before you cut it, right? And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Right?
See, that's where you lie. You're like, yeah, of course. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. Dude, but the problem is I've been caught lying too much like these past couple of years. So she like every time I lie,
she's like,
right. She's like, why would you lie about that? I'm like, well, I lie about a lot of things. You just caught me on that. You know? But so she gave me a bunch of shit for that. And then, dude, this fucking drive me so fucking crazy, dude. Oh my God. All right, so the kids like coffee ice cream, right?
Okay.
They just get sliced for I don't know why.
Yeah, that's a weird flavor for children. Yeah.
And she's always giving me shit because I'm the sucker. I feel like most dads are the suckers. Like if the kids ask for something and you're like, all right, well, have 2 more bites of your buttered noodles and you'll get it.
Yeah. I'm only gonna tell you 3 more times to finish this. And it's like,
yeah. And so like I'm always the one giving them like their treats or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's always bitter at me for that. Right?
Is that just because you're eating the treat and then you're just like, here you go?
Yeah, give my leftover.
Yeah.
And so I went to the grocery store. I found this like these two types of ice cream. One is called like Oatly or something like that. It's like a fucking, I don't know, some healthy version of ice cream, and another one is like and there's another one, I forget what it's called. It's like some Swedish thing where it's like no, I don't know, preservatives, no, I don't know, all that weird funky shit. And I got both of them. And I was like, oh, silly. Coffee
bases.
ice cream in 2 different healthy, silly versions.
Yeah.
Well, how is she going to bitch about this? Like, hopefully she'll like this.
Yeah.
So I go home.
Did you wash the lid before you served the ice cream?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, remember during COVID when we had to fucking wipe down groceries with disinfectant wipes? No politics, no sports, no politics.
Yeah.
That was strange as shit. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So I go home, and mind you, she's always bitching at me about giving them treats and stuff. She's like, it's not healthy for them, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, all right, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so I come back with these like healthy, silly versions of coffee ice cream. And she's like, so like the kids eat dinner, and then I get them like a bowl, like 2 small bowls, half like of the one version, half of the other version.
And I bet you walked in there so confidently, like you're killing it too. You're like, yeah. Like
oh yeah, dude, I was nice. Dude, I was
yeah, hell yeah.
How can I go wrong with this?
Hell
like,
yeah.
The kids are gonna like it. She's gonna like it. Whatever. And so like I fucking, put a spoonful of the one version in one bowl. I fucking mix it up. I give it to him, and she's like looking at the container for the ice cream. And I was like, I know she's gonna fucking say something, dude. I just know it. Like,
yeah.
And she goes, actually, like the fatty versions of the ice cream is probably better for them than this one because they actually need that in their diet. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
dude, I feel like she's fucking with you half the time. Dude. She has.
I was like, do you want to die right now? Like, what are you? Yeah. So
I mean, she's right, but
I know, dude. I know she's right, but she's the one that fucking started all this shit.
Yeah.
So I was mad for the rest of the day because of that.
Yeah.
But
also,
anyway,
did the ice cream taste good at all?
Dude, it was so good. Yeah, they loved it. They
fucking,
right. Yeah, it was good.
It would have been better if like your daughters would be like, "This sucks," and just chuck it. Yeah, dude. It's crazy how like they can find the tiniest little thing to make sure that we know we effed up.
Yeah, I think it's just nice to be unhappy, to be honest with you. Like, I truly believe that that how Bane was like, I was born in the darkness. Like they thrive in the fucking whatever that emotion is of being disappointed. That's what that is their comfort zone.
It's because that way they know that they're right, that we're dumb and we suck, and then they're just reaffirming. It's like that what is it called? The echo chamber. It's like they have to make sure that their distaste for us is correct. You know what I mean?
It's justified. Yeah,
because none of our wives like us. You know what I mean? It's like
they tolerate us. Yeah,
sure. Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
All right. So Jen Montana, real quick, just said, just curious what state Angel's wife is from. I know a lot of people from Venezuela.
I believe it's Valencia is where she's from. Yeah.
All right, bet.
So, and I'm sorry, Jen, if you know a lot of Venezuelans. That's
yeah.
That's a tough card to be dealt with.
You got a couple of these.
Alert.
I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you.
Our guy, Brad paints this. Holla. I think you probably meant to send some sort of.
I think on YouTube it shows up. We can't see it here. It's probably what it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Actually, you know what? That's a good segue, dude. I want to. I don't know if you heard the Stratreon this past Tuesday, but
of course,
I did the
which by the way, you've said for the past month like 18 times that you don't know if I listen. I'm offended.
Yeah,
I listen sometimes. Okay, don't be an asshole.
I don't ever want to assume that people listen because like
come
it's
on.
awkward when
every
they
time.
don't.
Come on, stop.
Thank you, dude. We love you. I love you. So. Do you what do you think of the Oathman and Friends episode? Again, for those who missed it or for those who aren't signed up, it was some of our most loyal, biggest supporters. It was Brad Paints This, Ron Mexico, our guy D-Tet, and Bob the Builder. So what did you think of it?
Yeah, dude. I thought the idea was awesome, by the way, because like one of the coolest aspects of the show that you and Shorts have created, or the community you guys have created, is that the P1s, the listeners, are such a big part of the show. So it is kind of cool to be able to put a face to a name, or get to see and hear them, not just on the comments. In fact, I remember when you first brought up the idea, or I don't know if Shorts brought up the idea or you did, but
No,
I was nervous.
Shorts has stupid ideas.
I remember immediately texting you. I was like, dude, I'm fine coming on, but I can't follow around Mexico. That guy's hilarious.
Yeah, I remember
that. The show came out great, but I'm not that nervous anymore.
He's saying Ron Mexico didn't crush. Well, he's not here tonight, by the way. I wonder if he's
oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
maybe. Well, the interesting part of it was that as I was listening to it, I was like, dude, this is really interesting.
Yeah,
but it wasn't necessarily like the funniest of shows, which is fair, because the problem is that a lot of the listeners, like, they're not professionals. And number two is that most people don't realize how hard it is to get up here and talk and like build chemistry. And you had 15 minutes to build, and they also had 15 minutes to build some chemistry with you and try to throw zingers. And it's really hard to do that live and in person. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So,
shit, Ron Mexico is here. He says, I'm here drinking
nice. Medalla. I like
Medalla.
that.
Hell yeah. What's up, dude? Oh shit, our guy Brennan Cooney, he says, nuts. Until this episode, I thought Angel was Asian.
Why? Because I look like a panda bear? Like, what would
yeah, Rhett said, I need a weekly Bob motivational minute segment. Dude, was it annoying to you how I was like, Bob, come on, like you do insane shit? He's like,
yeah,
no, man, just trying to take care of my things one day at a time. Like,
it's also crazy because I thought about this when Bob was on. Like, he's such an interesting dude, right? Because he's a Superman. He's a real life Superman, right?
Yeah, he does Iron Mans and
yeah, dude. But Shorts has talked about this, especially when it comes to that one we shall not speak about. Like, when you're on one of these things, it feels weird to talk about the good things and like when you're killing it, because it sounds like you're showing off or being conceited, or it's not necessarily funny. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So I feel for Bob, because it's like we're just heaping praise on him, and he's like, this isn't necessarily like, how am I going to be funny about me saying that I kick ass? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So but
if I was in his position, and I will never be in his position because I will never crush it at life like he is. I would do the self-deprecating bit where I'd be like, yeah, my life sucks so bad.
But it's hard because
slept in,
what is he going to self-deprecate?
Yeah.
What is he going to self-deprecate about? You know what I mean? But it was funny because I was listening to Bob, and like, he's such a cool dude, and he like kicks ass. And I was like, man, he's so motivational, but I tried to project myself on whoever's speaking, you know what I mean? Just to make it relatable. And I was like, I feel like a lot of the stuff he does, I'm like me personally, I'm like the poor man's Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I'm like, yeah, man, I want to get up and kick ass and do this, but I don't work out like he does. Like, everything he does, it's like we can all do it, but like way less impressively. You know what I mean? Like, I've been proud as hell past like 2 months because I've been waking up early and going to the gym for like 45 minutes. You know what I mean? Yeah. In fact, dude, so it was the first time I'd been in a while, right? And so I go to this little gym, and as you know, gyms nowadays, there's always like, you know, chicks running around doing their squats and doing the Instagram bits and all that stuff. I'm walking around,
iPhone stands for
so I'm walking around. I'm the 20-year-old Angel who could like push some weights around and like, you know what I mean, kind of like, yeah, they respect what I'm pulling right now. And as I'm doing lat pull downs, and there's these like two chicks, and they're kind of looking over, and I'm like, hell yeah, still got it. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to like lift extra heavy and showing off and all this stuff.
Yeah. I see you checking me out.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what you're doing. So let me give you a little something, something. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to pull the extra weights. And then I realized at one point it was a little too heavy. And so I pretended that it was because the leg braces, you know, the lat pull downs, the little things that hold you.
Yeah, it's got the little stool that holds your knees down.
Yeah, exactly. So I pretended that that's what was going on and why I couldn't pull as much weight. And as I looked down, I realized that probably from the first rep, when I went up to grab the bars, my shirt had lifted a little bit, and
no,
my big fat middle-aged belly was popping over my shorts. And I am 1,000% positive that that's what they were looking at.
Oh no, dude! They were laughing at you,
dude. They were like, "Can he not feel the breeze hitting his giant belly button? Like what the?"
Dude, we've become those old men that just do humiliating shit at the gym, and we think we're killing it. What the fuck?
Dude. So I quit for like 2 weeks, and then I came back at a different time frame, so I never see those people ever again. And,
God damn it, dude.
So yeah. So I was just thinking about Bob, and I was like, dude, it's hard to like talk about the real good things you do or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was like, but I can't even relate because everything I've done is not nearly as cool. You know what I mean?
No, don't say that, man. That's not true, dude.
I'm saying that's most people. When you think about what you've done, you think less of what you're doing. So I don't think he even realizes.
Yeah.
How kick-ass he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. Do you guys hear that echo? I feel like there's an echo. Maybe not.
Sounds good to me.
Not very many people are capable of the life that he lives. You know?
That's what I mean. It's unbelievable.
I'm saying, like, I feel like if I could choose a life, if I could be like, you could be Bob, where you fucking bust your ass, work fucking 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Saturday, or you could be somebody who works less. I don't know.
Like, somebody doesn't work as hard.
Yeah, but dude, don't sell yourself short, man. I know you've been shit on for it on Dukes' shows and stuff like that, but just quitting your job and doing the Thailand bit and all that stuff, like that's something people will go to their graves wishing they had an opportunity to do.
Dude, that's a perfect example. It just shows you the type of person that Bob is, and then me, the average man. Like, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna do this awesome thing, right? And I try to go do it, and then so for example, when I was in Vietnam, we found it's actually the highest mountain peak in Southeast Asia, right? So I was like, shit, I'm never gonna climb Mount Everest, but at least I can show off and say I climbed the highest peak in Southeast Asia. It's called Phan Xipang, something like that. It's like right off the edge of China. You can look it up, but they had a 1-day hike where you would go up and down. They had a 2-day version, which is what most regular people do, and then they had like a 3-day like leisure version. And I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna do it in 1 day. Like, yeah. So we go up this mountain, and dude, it took us 6 hours to make it to the top of the mountain, right? Hiking. We had like a local like Sherpa guy. This isn't like Mount Everest with like oxygen tanks or anything like that, but we had a guide. He climbed up. We're flying up this thing. And so first of all, and here's the difference. I didn't go prepared. So I had heard or read somewhere that like the secret is you have to dress in layers. You know what I mean? So that you don't get like, you're going to be warm and then colder and this and that. Except my dumbass didn't really think about it. So I put on all my layers in the beginning of the hike. So I had like 4 or 5 different shirts. After the first hour, I had sweated through all of it. So when I'm halfway up the mountain, I almost have hypothermia because I'm freezing and I'm taking off the layers. And the dude's like, no, you need to put more layers. I'm like, this is wet. This is freezing. I can't do this. And so we get up the mountain eventually after the 6 hours. I can barely walk. At one point, my chick actually pulled the whole, like, just go on without me kind of bit. You know what I mean? Because we were so miserable. And I thought about it. Like, I thought about, like, I'm just going to leave her because I can't, like, stay here, like, helping her up. I can barely walk myself. We make it up to the top. We take a couple of pictures. We're like, well, this is pretty cool. You know, we made it, blah, blah. But then it's time to go down the mountain. which is probably harder than going up the mountain. The thing was that up there for normal tourists, they have like what is it called? Where they have that wire and then you get in the little cart and they like zip you up there.
Yeah.
The mechanical thing.
They had one in Pittsburgh. I went up with it with Jamie Lee Fields on it one time.
I love to use the full name every time.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so I'm looking at this thing and I'm looking at the mountain that almost killed me. And I'm like, can we just take the little thing down? And the Sherpa was like, I guess you'd have to buy a ticket. I was like, listen, I'll buy you a ticket and we'll all go down and we tell nobody. So I bought him the ticket and we went down the machine. So I can't even say I climbed the mountain because you can't do it halfway and then cheat your way down. You know what I mean?
Were you really halfway or were you like almost there?
No. We made it to the top, but I'm saying you can't technically say I climbed gondola. I'm looking at the comments. I think that's the word for it, a gondola.
Isn't gondola the thing in Italy where it's on the like in Venice?
Yeah. Maybe it sounded right. I don't know. The point is, if you want to say I climbed a mountain, you have to go up and then also down to say you like conquered it. I just went up and then I cheated and went down because I couldn't physically complete it. and it's all mental. It was because I saw the thing and I was like, oh, this is my out. I'm taking it. Like, there's no way I'm going back down this mountain. Whereas Bob would have punched me in the face and thrown me down the mountain and said, you're completing this, dude, because you already, did half of it.
Yeah, some people are just honestly like I used to give myself a lot of shit for being like a huge pussy until this is gonna sound gay. I'm not. I promise you guys.
Why are you gay?
Look at you, gay.
I'm not trying to be that way. But when I saw the difference between like my first daughter and how like she's like super cautious and kind of scared of a lot of shit, and then my second daughter who is like she'll legit hurt herself and just like stand up and brush her knees off and
we're good to
like
go.
try to take on the next challenge.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so I figured like I guess people are just born this way. Baby, I was born this way. No, but honestly, dude, like some people are just born getting sized to not trying to take anything away from Bob or anything like that. Not saying that like, oh, he's lucky he fucking has the
it's genetic.
DNA.
Genetic.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying what I am saying is I'm a pussy because my dad is probably a pussy.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly. Like it's like there's something in him. Like there's a juice that I wish I could squeeze out somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, carry it on myself so that I could have his powers, which I would. If he told me that worked, I would do it right now.
Dude, you want to hear the truth, man? This is the truth. Do you remember how I used to have silly pecs back in the day?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
I fucking know it's been a while. All right. You know what's interesting? I remember the exact moment. It was like one of the last episodes of the Rodcast where I was like starting to get fat, and I was like, dude, look at my fucking man boobs. I'm not used to having man boobs. And I remember you being like, yeah, dude, what's going on there? And I was like, fuck, it's not just me. But anyways, so like it's
me and Luke Thomas, we just dropped truth bombs on you.
When he's disciplined, he can, I've seen him jack before, but
it's been a while.
So when I it's what is it, May 24th now. It's pretty hot. So I can't really wear sweatshirts to cover my man boobs. So if I go to the gym, I have to wear a sweat or like a shirt and everybody can see my man boobs.
Yeah, it sucks.
And that's kind of the reason why I haven't gone to the gym with bodybuilder. Is because I can't
you can't let anyone see you like this.
I can't let him or anyone see. Yeah. So I guess
for your loved ones, obviously.
Like I'll see him in November, I guess.
Dude. Yeah.
Fuck, so, dude. Go ahead.
Bob. Well, I was gonna say that the Bob segment was like, I don't want to say it was infuriating, but I was like, God damn it! Like, tell me your secrets. Just tell me your secret. And then the time was up and we couldn't get to it.
I know.
But yeah, but super cool dude. I mean, everybody loves Bob. He should run for president.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then after Bob, it was Ron Mexico, right? I think.
Yeah, it was Ron Mexico. Then Brad paints this.
Yeah. I'm trying to do a breakdown of the episode or whatever.
Okay.
So yeah. So and then Ron Mexico, I felt a little bad for him in the sense that I don't know if he did, and he can tell us, I guess, because he's on the chat. But I felt like there had to be a lot of pressure on him because he's such a hilarious dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, dropping zingers all the time, and he does your job for you guys. Like, I feel like if you could, you would just read his comments for 30 minutes, and you'd be like, I did a good job today on my show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when you get on there, like, you got to do the introduction, you got to like do the interview bit. It is hard to drop, you know, silly zings when you're just having a conversation. You know what I mean?
So hard, dude.
Yeah. So like, props to him for being honest, you know, and talking, because that was the other cool thing about the entire episode, the fact that nobody was like shy about talking about anything. Like, whatever came up, they would talk freely about it. You know what I mean?
No, nobody was doing what I like to call pulling up blue shorts.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
So you know, so I was relieved that he didn't get a chance to be as funny as I know he is. You know what I mean? For my sake, you know, selfishly.
Yeah.
But it was still interesting. You know what I mean? And it's cool, like I said, to be able to interact with people that we see on the chat and are a part of the show in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, dude. I was telling you, like, there were, one time when I was booking for LeVar and Dukes, there was this lady. She was like an author who wrote this this article or something, or maybe a book about how the Redskins fan base needs to get over like constantly memorializing Sean Taylor and constantly fucking bringing him up.
Yeah.
Which it sounds like a very controversial take, but honestly, like, I kind of agree. It's like it sucks that he died, but can we like have a new legacy? You know, can we just like have a new fucking story to focus on rather than just like milking the fans for this like very sad story of something that happened to anyways, that we don't do sports, no politics. So I booked the lady, right? Had no idea who she was, nothing like that. I just saw, oh, there's an article about this book that's being written by this lady about Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
And so we booked her for like 3 p.m. or something like that. She came on. I was like, hey, you ready to go on with the Barn Dukes? And she was like, yeah, I'm old. I'm ready. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. It's an old lady. They're going to fucking attack her. Like, so I put her on. They pick up the phone, and LeVar's just being an asshole, like straight off the bat. He was like, yeah. So what's your problem with Sean Taylor, this and that?
Yeah.
And Dukes is doing his bit where they were just tag teaming this poor old lady. Yeah. They're just fucking tag teaming this poor old lady. She could not defend her point at all. She was just like, it was the most embarrassing segment ever for her and really for them, because it was like, why are you picking on this fucking old lady who's probably has dementia?
I do bet the ratings did well though, because all the listeners were probably like, yeah, hell yeah, give it to her. You know what I mean? Just because of the Sean Taylor,
for sure. For sure. And then like after that, Dukes was like, he came into the back and he's like, Othello, what the hell? Why would you book that lady? I was like, I didn't know that she was fucking not gonna be able to articulate her point. He was like, dude, you gotta do pre-show interviews for people. And I was like, dog, I'm not gonna do that. What are you, fucking crazy? Like, this is not fucking Howard 100. You know? Like, but he was just looking for somebody to blame for the fact that it like didn't go the way that.
Sure.
But anyways, that the situation with like Brad paints this, Ron and Bob reminded me of that, because I was like, I should have texted these guys and be like, yo, what do you guys feel comfortable talking about? Like, do you want, should I bring this up? Should I not bring this up? Yeah. Rather than just like, I kind of just wanted to like be free form and just, we'll see what comes up. But I feel like it probably would have been better if I was like, okay, we got this like list of 3 things to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I think I get what you're saying because, and that's what I meant in the beginning too, that it's a lot harder to throw zingers without, I don't want to say preparation, but it's like you have a 15-minute window, but you as an interviewer too, like it's a really hard job. And I'm not trying to kiss your ass or anything, but it's really tough to try to get something going that quickly. You know what I mean? Just reform conversation. Like I guarantee every single one of the people on that episode, you could have them on again and it would be better each time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
But it was still, like I said, it was still, and it's a credit to you guys with the community you guys have built, that it didn't feel awkward. You get what I'm saying? Like I was mentioning earlier, like it wasn't necessarily the funniest of shows, but not every show is going to be incredibly funny. If it's interesting and it's, and it keeps you listening, that's the best you can hope for, which it did. Like for every single one of them, like Ron, with Ron, like I said, he didn't get a chance to throw all the zingers, but he's an interesting dude. He's a likable dude. Like I was listening, I was like, man, I wish the interview could go longer. You get what I'm saying? And it went for everybody.
Yeah, me too.
So that's why I did like the episode a lot. And I actually think, I don't know how you guys could work it in or anything, but if you could do like an Othello and Friends, I don't know, quarterly episode or something, that would be kind of cool as well. You know what I mean? If they're willing to do it, or again,
people want a Angel Morales quarterly episode.
No, I don't know
that out first.
Yeah, I gotta do more interesting S in my life. But
yo, man, let's hop on the Straight-treon.
Oh yeah, my bad.
We got no, it's all good, dude. We got so much shit to get to. I know you've seen it already. I know everybody's seen it, but I wanted to break down that machete fight in the DR. And there's a ton of other shit we want to get to, but yeah, if you guys are sleeping on the Straight-treon, don't sleep, man. Patreon.com/IDM pod. You get 3 times the episode or 3 times the show. We're gonna go live in 2 minutes. So sign up if you guys aren't there already. Let me just go through some comments real quick. Jim Montana says that show was great, Othello. I love when you're just having a conversation. Oh, I
agree.
wish Jim Montana was about to come on, but she couldn't make it. She had to work. But it would have been cool to
the next quarterly episode, man.
Coop CNU says I would love a special episode to have fans on to talk about Perry Caramello. #7722 Reseda. I don't know where you stand on Perry Caramello. Do you hate him or do you not?
No, I don't hate him. I hate you for trying to force him on me.
Fuck you, dude. It's a great bit. Richard John says agree. Good show. All right, players. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're not subscribed to the Straight-treon, I'll see you next Friday. Otherwise, Straight-treon dogs, I'll see you in 2 minutes. Peace.